what's up, everybody? Welcome to Love in Black and White with Jay and Manny. I'm Big Irish Jay Hollingsworth, and my Coco co-host, Coco Caliente, Manulus Rojas Martin.
It's good to be in the new world, Jay. The election's done. I feel safe again. So,
yes,
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Time for us to start putting the love back in the country. Ooh,
that's right. Ooh, I like how you did that there. Sexy.
Let's get into it. Our teaser from last week was about women proposing to men, and what's our thoughts on that? And we can just do proposals in general, but we can start with women proposing. Have you ever had a woman propose to you prior to Cristal?
I've never had a woman propose, but I've seen women propose, and I don't know. It just it's one of those things, man. That just feels like, I'm not saying that there has to be a tradition to anything, but if I had a woman propose to me, I think it would take my manhood away from me a little bit, and I don't know, it's kind of cool to take the pressure off, but it's like I feel like if there's only two reasons a woman would propose to me. And I feel like one is because I am refusing to commit, and she's just like, all right, I'm just going to pop the question and let's do this. Or number two, she's literally going to be like, God, I'm trying to think. Either I'm non-committal and she's going to force me to, or I'm just like the one who's like, you know what? What about me? When am I going to get a ring? You know what I mean? Unless I'm just one of those and I just need... I'm just really feeling like, I don't want gender stereotyping roles in this, Jay. I need
You're
you
the PC Manny. You might want to cover that.
PC Manny. Yeah. So, we're just saying there doesn't have to be gender roles in a relationship here on Love in Black and White. But, if you need them in your relationship, fine. If your, significant other's okay with that. But here on Love in Black and White, we don't give a shit about what you want to do.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, lawyer PC Manny. Okay, I think there's also maybe a third option too. Okay, maybe you're in a position where you're not making good money and you aren't able to save up for the ring.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. Yeah.
Now here's what I'm thinking. I'll give you two different scenarios, and one you might be okay with, right? Whatever one of those three things we just said, whatever you're most comfortable falling into in those. Let's say those were one of the scenarios that you would be like, okay, I'm more apt to say yes if it was this. Like, let's say you're not making that much money, whatever. You're going to school, you're chasing a dream. So, two different ways she proposed to you. One, you have a nice dinner, and then you're somewhere, it's just you and her, and she's like, and she doesn't get on her knee or anything, but she's like, Manny, I love you. I know we've been together now 5 years, and I know you love me. And you're like, yeah, 100%. And she's like, I know, she's paying all the bills. Let's say she's a CEO. She got her shit together. She's fucking Beyonce, level. Whatever. She's doing everything. And you're going to school, whatever. And she just says, hey, I know that you're not in a position right now, and we've talked about marriage, so I want to know, will you marry me? And I have a ring. Ooh. And don't worry, I have my ring also. and then she says to you, and she presents it. I'm obviously probably a lot more eloquent than how I'm saying it, but she covers all the bases where she's like, hey, I have my ring. We talked about this before and everything, and you can pay it later. We're gonna be together forever. But I want us to be committed, and I don't want anything to hold us back, and I don't want you to have to worry about or stress about anything. I'm in a position right now where I can do it, honey. So let's get married. So that's one option. That's one way she proposes, right?
Okay.
Just in private, you two. The other one, you're out to dinner, that same nice dinner, and then she stands up, ting, ting, ting. Hey, everybody, can I get everybody's attention? This is my boyfriend of 5 years. I love him. He's a struggling comic. He's going to school right now, but I love him so much. And I just want to say here in front of everybody in the world, Manny, I know you can't afford it right now, but Manny, will you marry me?
So my response to that, I'd be like Martin Lawrence. I'd be like, See, this is what the fuck I'm talking about. You don't let a man be a man. I got this $200 ring over here. This shit ain't good enough for you. You know what? I'm not. You know what? I'm gonna need some time to think about this shit. You know, it's like, that's the hardest part is, you know, and I feel like by today's standards, you have to have a certain dollar amount on that ring. You know what I mean?
Dude,
like,
yeah, it's like, what are they? 3 months?
That's what so the diamond industry actually created that. And the diamond industry created this.
Hey, look,
this
really
fake
quick before
notion.
you break, because this is great, the history. What if I was like, hey, can we do it right now during the pandemic? Because I am unemployed, so my 3 months of unemployment. You know. I did it. I followed the rules.
Exactly.
No, but break that down. I've heard this before, but this is interesting.
Yeah. So the diamond industry apparently was the one who started putting that information out there, that it was like 3 months worth of your income, or of your 3 months of your paycheck was what it was supposed to be in order to buy a woman a ring, her engagement ring. And so everybody was just like, oh man, I got to pop, $3 grand, $5 grand, whatever it may be on, my significant other just to make her happy. But, I guess, and the diamond market in general is, I think, extra inflated. Like they put the value on diamonds higher than what it should be. They're not as rare as you would think they would be either. That's a crazy notion too. So blows my mind, man.
Okay, so getting back to the original.
Yeah.
Thank you, Manny, for the diamond ring history. I love it.
Of course.
So those two different scenarios. Are you more apt to say yes? Are you like no matter what? The woman proposing to you, or she's in private and she breaks it down and, she's going over how I know where we're both at, and I don't give a fuck. I love you. I want us to be together. I want it concrete.
Yeah.
Or the in public proposing.
Okay, so if she did it where she did it all in public and shit, I'd be like, just give me the goddamn ring. Just give me the fucking ring. Let's fucking do this. Give me the damn ring. Yes, whatever. If it's Beyonce, and I think, if she was truthfully, if she was like, just like, hey, I know your money's not right. I want to be married to you. I got a ring. You got a ring.
I'm gonna hold you down, Manny. I love you. I'm here for you. We've been together 5 years. I'm here. I know you hold me down emotionally. I know you can't right now financially, and I know you're going to succeed, so yeah.
Yeah, I think for me, I would rather her be like, Manny, I didn't get you a ring because I know what you really want in life. Manny, here is a PlayStation 5. Will you marry me? I'd be like, you got me. And you got me Spider-Man and Call of Duty.
You're like, I'm going to have to eat your asshole tonight, huh? Spider-Man. I just kind of think Spider-Man. This is webbing. Just think of it as webbing.
Oh, man,
by the way, I gave her a fucking giant ass. I'm like, fucking inside of it. No, but for real though, would you?
Yeah.
If she did it in private and or public, which one would you do? Say yes to both if she gets the nerve up to do that, or is it like the public thing is more? Because I know for me, I mean, either way, I wouldn't, even if I was like in my head, I was like, for whatever the reason, I'm like, maybe we shouldn't get married right now. I would still say yes there because I wouldn't want to embarrass her. And also, if it's in public, I'd be like, let's fucking get this over with. Yeah, fuck, let's go. and then later, I'd be like, hey, I want to talk to you about this. I just, at the moment, it was whatever. In private, I definitely would be much more like, it would even be more emotional to me, affect me if I knew, like, I've been struggling or whatever. And she's like, hey, I'm CEO. Money's not a problem. I don't give a fuck about the money. I just want to be with you.
Yeah.
And let's do this, whatever. But what's your thing?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if if it really was like the first scenario, I'd be like, yo, cool.
She pours her heart out. You like, I guess you all right.
I'd be like, thanks, babe. I'd be like, you know what? Let's do this. Let's do it, me and you. But if she's Beyonce and she did this shit at a restaurant, all I could hear in the back of my mind is that TMZ sound, doo 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 doo, and I'd be like, Beyonce's broke ass fiance, Manny Martin. I'd be
It's
like,
Beyonce and broke fiance. That's what the Beyonce is. It's broke fiance. Broke fiance.
yeah. But because I couldn't embarrass her in public, or else that shit probably wouldn't last. But I would say yeah to both scenarios. But it also has to be you. I think as the person, you really have to be. You got to have that conversation because that other person may not be there mentally yet for marriage. As long as you guys are both there, you guys have discussed it, but it's just the financial aspect of it. Yeah, why not?
Okay, now, how did you propose to Crystal?
So I did it like a dummy and thought that there were going to be fireworks on 4th of July, right? So I was like, okay, I'm going to invite all her friends. She's been, we've been talking about getting a ring for a while. It was just kind of the whole thing of when, right? So I was like, okay, boom, 4th of July, West Seattle, Alki, fireworks will be shooting off from the top of the Space Needle. And I started noticing fireworks. Yeah. Oh, man. So I started noticing
people take an elevator up
in the background
to look over the city.
Man, so dumb. So fireworks started going off in the background, and I'm noticing like, why isn't the Space Needle doing fireworks tonight? Like they always do. And I recognized that they only do it on New Year's, so I was like, damn it. So I see it going off in the back, but we had everybody together for the day, and we barbecued, and we were actually playing a. You remember Ellen's game with the flip phone where you put it on your head, and it's like. You do the charades, kind of like, okay, it's this, and people are giving hints. Yeah. So the word engagement came up, and everybody got quiet. We were like, oh, and everybody like kind of gave it away. And Crystal was like, oh shit, I'm getting proposed to tonight. She didn't say it out loud, but she knew it. And then it happened later that night. So didn't have the best speech ever, but all of her loved ones were around. So I was like,
that's cool. That's dope. And now, obviously, this is you guys had talked about it beforehand. Have you personally, taking Crystal out of the scenario, like growing up and everything, have you always wanted to be married? Like you personally been like, I want to be married?
Yeah. I think I've always wanted to, like, you see healthy relationships, and it's weird, even as a kid of divorce, I was like, there's something about stability that's really cool. And, when you love the person you're with, I think that that was always appealing to me, to not have to just be running around like some of my dad's friends who just had like just girl after girl. I was like, that shit seems stressful. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, my dad too. Once he got divorced, it was just like that shit seems stressful to me, to be going from girl to girl to girl and then like crashing at his different chicks' houses.
Dude, did your dad ever have you lie for him?
Yes.
Yeah, same here. My dad, dude, and like I remember one time I don't know. I was probably like 8 or 10 or something, and I might have fucked up a name or something, and my dad like I'm mad at me like I was a bad wingman. I'm like, I'm fucking 8. I don't know what fucking is and booty calls. Fuck, man.
Exactly.
Keep your fucking dick in your pants, pops. Fuck.
Dude, and that was a thing. My dad literally, like, he didn't have a place to stay for a while, when he had us for the weekends. So we knew where we were going on the weekend when he would show up in a different chick's car. So whoever's car showed up, we were like, oh, we're going over to Sandy's this weekend. Oh, we're going over to Lorna's this weekend. Oh, we're going to Pam's this weekend. So it was always something.
What if I was
Sandy
like,
had the free cable?
Dude, those are the same chicks my dad was fucking. Now,
Eskimo brothers.
Yeah, dude. That would make us Eskimo stepbrothers, or I don't know.
Yeah.
So, okay. So if you're dating, how would you react if you had been dating someone or however long, and this lady doesn't? She's like, I don't believe in the idea of for whatever reason. She's fucking woke. I don't know, but she's like, marriage is a construct, or I don't know, whatever the fuck somebody would say, but for whatever reason, she doesn't like marriage. She doesn't want to get married. She's like, I want this just how it is. I don't need a piece of paper. I don't want to get married. Would that affect you, or would you be like, well, I'm okay with it, because I know that we're in this relationship, or be like, I really want to get married?
Yeah, no, I mean, if it wasn't that important to Crystal, I'd have been like, Yeah, if you don't want to get married, we can still just, live together.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I can keep that fucking 3 months.
Exactly right. So, yeah, let me ask you, same question with the public proposal and then the kind of quiet proposal. And then, how do you feel about if they didn't want to propose?
Yeah, the private proposal, well, it's a trip. My ear thing is like I can hear it background. The private proposal, yes. And this is all of these scenarios, of course, are like women that we're in love with, and we've been with or whatever. So the first one, immediately I'd be like, yeah, I'd probably be pretty like touched that, a woman is like, hey, I'm down for you. I'd be like, yeah, and she's like, I know you're not in a spot right now where you can do it, but I am, and I feel that, and she's like, that's what I feel. A marriage and a healthy relationship is about is bringing the other up when they can't, and you can or whatever. So the first one, immediate, yes.
Right.
The second one, I'd probably in the middle of her giving the fucking rundown of how much of a loser I am right now, I'd be like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, yes, yeah, sure, I know where you're going, yeah, I got it, just give me the fucking thing, let's fucking check, please, can we get the check, give it to her, because I can't fucking pay for it, obviously.
Oh my god.
And then as far as like the marriage in general, I've always kind of been this way with the wedding and marriage. Like growing up, I thought by 30 I'd be married, kids, all that shit.
Yeah.
But I've always had the idea that the wedding is whatever she wants, because I look at it, whether she wants a small wedding or a big wedding, and then we got to figure it out on the big wedding money-wise. But because I've always figured it, like, I think in general, most girls, like growing up, they have this idea of what their wedding and how they want that's like their Super Bowl, and so
I was just gonna say that.
Yeah, so like whatever she wants to do, then I kind of got to just be like, yes, I'm it's like improv Manny, yes and honey, yes and what else do you want?
Yeah.
So if she wants a big one, we do big. If she wants small, she wants small. And then if she's like, I don't really believe in marriage, and I don't really give a shit about marriage, then I'll be like, cool. Like if we're happy, then fucking, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Exactly.
So I'm good on I'm good on that. Do we? I don't know if we talked about before women with kids. Did we dating someone with kids?
I don't think we did. Yeah.
Okay, so you've dated women with kids before, right? Before you got married?
I don't think so. No.
Oh, really?
Never.
Dude.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
but
fuck, I have, and it's like,
yeah.
I've it's interesting because you'll date some women where they they'll tell you about their kid and you're like, okay, cool, and they're like, yeah, you're not, you'll never meet them, or you won't meet them until we're serious or whatever, which I totally get. Because I was the kid, like I was on the other end of it, so I understand all of it. So that's what I was going to ask you about, is dating someone with a kid, and then what if that kid doesn't like you?
Oh, yeah. And that's an interesting question, because my mom, when she was dating after my dad and her broke up, we didn't meet her boyfriends. She was like, if they're not serious, I'm not going to sit here and do this. But we do have friends where they have brought different guys around their kids, and then all of a sudden the guy's gone the next couple days and isn't around for more than a couple weeks, and then there's a new guy, you know what I mean? So it just sets up this interesting precedent of like, oh, it's okay to just have random people in and out of your life. But for me, I mean, if I had kids, I don't think I would want them to be just meeting anybody, because it's like, one, I don't want to look like kind of crazy in their eyes, like, Dad, you're with a different chick every week. Because I remember how my sister, I shit you not, when she was like 8 years old, she told me she used to pray all the time that my dad didn't get AIDS. Crazy. What child has that? Yeah. Wow. What child has that type of like, worry for their parent? So it's like, granted, I'm sure he was, well, I don't know if he was being safe, probably not. And so, but, for me, my mom, I always loved that standard of like, hey, until we've been dating for like, 6 months, 3 to 6 months, you're not going to meet my kids. So I didn't know, any of her boyfriends until, I maybe knew like 1 or 2 after, my dad. So,
yeah, my mom, she remarried my stepdad, Jimmy Jones. So I just, she was always with Jimmy. But then my pop.
I used to love her TV show.
What's up?
I used to love her show, Jimmy Jones. Jenny Jones. Oh.
I like it. It's funny when you said that. My stepdad, Jimmy, he's passed away, but Jimmy actually used to be on TV. He was the sportscaster for KPTV 12 in Portland, Oregon. He was the public address announcer for the Trailblazers. Then when we moved to Seattle, he was the sportscaster or the public address announcer for the Seattle Supersonics back in the day.
Dude, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Way to go, Jimmy.
Yeah. Nice. Jim Jones laying the pipe on my mom. Yikes. Fucking yikes. Yeah, I'm trying to think. I don't know. When I've dated women with kids, it's not that any kids that they've had that have disliked me or anything, but I definitely because I was the kid, so I know pretty much everything that goes through their head. So I kind of let them dictate the energy and the pace and everything. I just I don't try and be fake or anything. I'm just get to know them and kind of take it at their pace, and totally. And then at the age I'm at now, most of them got kids, so they've been fucking for years.
Yeah, no, it would be interesting to see how it would be now today, like if their kids didn't like me. I mean, like, I definitely would try, to do things, but if he's just like, fuck you, you're not my dad, I'd be like, yeah, I'm not. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'd be pulling that.
You're like, you're right. I can beat the shit out of you.
Kick him in the chest, hit him with a Stone Cold Stunner.
Yeah.
Oh man, but it's so tough to these days. I mean, God, I would just say, I think for anybody dating out there, my advice to you would be like, it's cool. You do whatever. Those are your kids. You do what you want. But for the most part, I would be cognizant and careful about bringing kids in and out, or bringing people in and out of your kids' lives that, they get excited about. And then all of a sudden that person's gone because it didn't work out between you two. So,
yeah, I remember it's like my dad had certain women that I'm sure that it was, he would date them. They'd break up. They'd get back together. So there was a few, Sylvia. I remember Sylvia, this Latina lady my dad dated a long time, off and on. And then there's I was going to say Yoko, but that's not her name. There's a Japanese lady, but I think it was Oko, maybe. Dude, these are fucking 30 years ago, but he dated
way to go, Big Cat.
What's up?
I said, way to go, Big Cat, man. Look at him.
Big cock. And then Ida, who he married, or remarried with. Now, I was going to say we put on here. We've talked a lot on here at different episodes, like things that are kind of like deal breakers. Like a girl that smokes cigarettes. I'm allergic. Blah blah blah. But I was like, what are some deal makers, Manulus? What are some of your deal makers? Like, what are things a woman can do, or how she is that are like you're like, oh hell yeah.
Yeah. Gamer.
Really?
That yeah, if she was a gamer and like, into that, like I'm like, oh dude, like Tony Baker, like hearing about his lady, I mean, like dream woman, right? It's like, hey yo, you want to go play Mortal Kombat right now? You're like, after we just had sex?
Yeah.
I'm in.
Dude, we were just playing last night. Me, Tony, and Sabrina. Shout out to Sabrina Smith, or excuse me, Sabrina Sith. Excuse me, that's her username. And Tony, but I'm actually buying. I'm going to buy some. Sabrina does these dope clocks with like records that I'm going to buy for.
Oh hell yeah!
Anyways, nobody gives a fuck. But yeah,
there you go. Yeah.
Not only is Sabrina a gamer, but she's like fucking good. Like it's not like she's just playing to appease Tony. Like she's like, nah, I fucking play games. Like fuck you if Tony's here or not. Like sometimes she'll get on and we'll all just be playing with Sabrina, and she's like, I don't know where Tony's at. We're like, yeah, fuck Tony, man. We don't need Tony.
Dude, I mean, so yeah, you got, that's definitely a plus. Then on top of that, like if you can cook, you know what I'm not, we're not, no gender roles here. You don't have to cook. But I mean, shit, if you cook.
So quick.
So yeah, if you cook, you give great head. I'm just gonna say that's great. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna turn that down. Yeah, man, there's quite a few deal makers. If you're kind, you know what I mean? If you were like super kind to like kids and people around you, if if you kind of have the same ideal set, I would say, like politically as me, that's kind of a deal maker. Yeah. How about you? What are some deal makers? Oh, clean. If she's clean, yeah. I mean,
yeah. Jesus. Excuse me. Someone that wants to enjoy life, like have fun, laid back. Like, I love dude, I get in my head because I was about to say I love a girl, and then I'm like, oh, is that the wrong pronoun? And people are it's fucking lady or woman or whatever the fuck. A chick with a cunt. Sorry. That's when I get to the frustration level, and I'm like, a girl with a vagina. A girl. Anyways, somebody that's laid back, like that can go with the flow. Like it's almost like a I don't know if I'd say it's a turn on, but I guess it's a deal maker. Like where if I can just if you're here or whatever, we live together, or I call you up and I'm like, hey, there's this thing. We got to be there in 10 minutes. And
right.
Cool. She grabs her hat, puts the hair through, put a ponytail, baseball cap. Yeah. Fuck, dude. That's great. Yeah. Puts on some fucking Chucks or some shell toes or whatever. Like, just, easy to I was going to say easy to work with, which sounds weird, but I mean, in a sense, you are working with someone in your relationship. So, that's a definite turn on. Laid back is a big thing. Like I hate drama or stress, and creating shit out of nothing, Gamer would be dope. She doesn't have to be gamer. Then the opposite I think though is the
what's that
for the gamer. Like you're like if she's on the thing all the time, you're like, hey man, can I play some fucking video games? And I you gotta spend the fuck off my PS5.
You gotta buy an extra PS5 just to play. You're like, Jesus Christ.
Be like, why don't you go knit something, woman? PC,
here on Love in Black and White, we just want to make sure that everybody knows that it's okay for both men and women to go ahead and knit. Nowadays, there are lots of men who knit hats.
Yes, thank you. And it was a fucking joke. She'd be cooking. The cooking thing, deal maker isn't. It's not necessarily. I mean, if she can cook, cool. But it's not. That's not a big thing for me because I'm like, we can always order in or throw something together. I think if she's laid back though, then she's more apt to be cool with that than if she laid back is a fucking huge thing. If she's understanding and supportive. I think I'm pretty understanding with people's time because our schedules can be so crazy. So a lot of times I think it trips women out. Like if they have to cancel or if they have to reschedule, or I don't make a big deal about it. It's not that I'm not disappointed, but it's just like, oh no, I get it. Shit happens. Because I'll probably have to at some point be like, hey, I got this spot. I just got it. I got to go do the spot. Are you cool with that? You know? So what, like,
totally.
Yeah. Understanding. And goals. She has goals, whatever those may be. I always say, like, you can work at McDonald's as long as your goals are to get on fries, then I'm cool. You just got to have some goals. I think that'd be it.
Exactly.
And if she's got a fat ass.
That is definitely a deal maker, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. Those are, all those are, good. Those and affectionate, be affectionate. That's cool.
Yeah, totally.
This is a great one you put in here. Can you get too comfortable in a relationship? And I'm going to add an amendment, or a little fucking thing on it.
For
so
sure.
Fucking dumb. Can you get too comfortable in a relationship? And if you can, how do you stop that or fight against that?
Ooh, okay. I do believe that you can get too comfortable in a relationship. Like, for instance, in me and Crystal's relationship, I have gotten way too comfortable with farting. You know what I mean? I'll just tear ass. You know what I mean? And just and Crystal has reminded me, she's like, can you at least just try to be somewhat attractive? You know what I mean? Like, I think that she doesn't mind 100%, but it's just like, yeah, you want to be somewhat, you want to keep the romance alive. And so I think just giving each other little reminders, like there's nothing that she does that's as gross as what I do. So, you know what I mean? Like, she closes the door when she goes to the bathroom, like we've talked about. That's a big one, right? Like we talked about that. It's like, we don't want to see you taking a shit.
Or piss. I don't want to see you sitting on the toilet because it's a shit posture.
Exactly, right?
For guys, that's exactly, a shit posture.
So, yeah. And so, I mean, for her, I mean, she is... It's so funny because to me, I think women are beautiful without makeup. And, yes. I love when you could just wake up, put on some sweats, but being here in quarantine together, she's just like, no, I still want to be attractive for you, and it's like, I respect the hell out of that it's like, she never wants to get too complacent, it's like, I'm gonna love you no matter what. But I think that sometimes you can get too comfortable, and for instance, like I said, just me tearing ass, man, she's just like, oh, she's like, that was gross.
She's like, she's like, I want to still be sexy for you. So she goes and gets the mail in like a lingerie. You're like, hey, let's keep that in the house.
Hey, bring that shit back in the house.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I definitely think. I remember when I was dating Isabel, because if she had to poot, as she called it, like when I would fart, I got to the point where I was just fucking busting ass. And sometimes it was bad, and she would just, ooh, you farted. But like if she had to do something, she would literally, she would get up, like it's not like you would hear it. I would never know, and it smelled like roses. No, but she would get up, go out of the room. We'd be in bed, and she'd get up, go into the other room, poot, and then fucking come back. I never even knew until I was like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah,
but and it's the same thing. I was like, I started feeling bad because I was like, she's so considerate that she's like, birds don't even smell, they don't sound. I would have no idea. She could just, let one go, and she's so considerate to go into the other room, where I'm like, I'm just like, fucking, so it made me start being like, I need to quit doing that shit. So, then I just held it in, and then I started having stomach pains.
Yeah. Okay, let me ask you this. So let's give you a scenario.
Oh, here you go.
All right. Your lady is like, Jay, this has kind of been brought to my attention. I have a problem that you take so long in the bathroom. I feel like you are just shitting too much. And it's I think it's from the food you eat. Could you change your diet, and could you spend less time on the toilet? I don't know. That's a random scenario, but I mean, yeah.
I mean, I get what you're saying. Like that kind of, that was we did the vegan thing. Would you change your diet? And if she thought I was spending too much time taking shits, it would be crazy because I take quick shits. Like Kane will go in the bathroom for like an hour. I'm like, are you doing multiple shits, or what? Are you like trying to stay till you have another one? I don't know. I'm like, I'm in and out, but if she was, I don't know.
Yeah, I guess the real question is, how do you have those constructive conversations without being too much? It's like if somebody is being too comfortable, like, hey, you're brushing, I don't know, like you're using my toothbrush, or like, hey, you're, doing weird shit. How do you have those?
I'd be like, okay, there's a good scenario. I'd be like, hey, I'm sure you probably didn't mean to, but you used my fucking toothbrush.
Exactly.
No. People would probably be like, Jesus, Jay. It's just, do you and Crystal share toothbrushes?
No. She accidentally brushed with mine like once or twice.
I guess I get it, but it seems gross to me.
That's like where all this bacteria and shit, and I'm like,
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm like, nah.
I had something and I fucking it's not really related. It's kind of this topic made me think of it. How do you tell someone they have bad breath?
Ooh,
have you ever been on a date like maybe the finest girl and then they're like, "Oh, hi." And you're like, "Oh, god damn."
There was this girl who had like an abscessed tooth, and she was really pretty, but it just smelled like death and chaos in the back of her mouth. And I just never told her and never went on a date again. You know what I mean? I was just like, ooh.
She's like the finest girl. She's like, I just don't understand.
As everything melts in front of her and shit.
And all of her friends are like, well, you only really talk to us on the phone, so that might give you a hint.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like that's a very delicate like conversation to have with somebody. But I think it's detrimental to them to be like, hey, this is maybe this is why you're not getting jobs. I don't know. Or like, maybe this is why, it's etiquette and like,
how do you
this
do it?
Okay,
how would you, as friends, my breath stinks. I ate some garlic or maybe it's a chronic thing. My breath is consistently smelling. I want to know, but how are you going to tell me, Manny?
Dude, okay, so I won't say the names. We actually had a scenario where a buddy of mine and another buddy, they're actually comics. One of them was like, "Hey man, so and so's breath is like rank. Have you noticed?" And I thought he was just playing. I was like, "Yeah, man, yeah, I guess so." And then he was like, "I think we should tell him something." And so we both sat down in front of him, and he was like, "Hey man, you might want to just carry some gum with you because like." Your breath is just awful, and his face just looked like somebody hit him with a brick. And he's like, "Yeah."
So his face looked like somebody hit him with his breath.
and so basically, the buddy told him, and he was like, "Yeah, Manny agreed." I think Manny wants to say something too. I was like, "Oh, I don't have a problem with you."
Fucking nice Manny. I don't know what you're talking about. It was cool. Hey, we don't judge your breath here at Love in Black and White. If you want to have fucking shitburger breath, then go for it.
Yeah, but I mean, like, he was a lot more comfortable with telling our other friend. But I was just like, as soon as he told him and I saw how mortified he got, I was like, I don't really have a problem with you, man. I don't think it's that bad. You know what I mean? And it's like, I felt bad because I left the buddy hanging, but at the same time, it just is like, but you need to. At some point, you need to tell people, it's like, I think maybe like this, right? Just be like, hey, I don't have a problem with it, but people, you're kind of becoming the butt of a few jokes about your breath, and I just don't want you to be self-conscious about it. Let's go to the dentist, get your shit checked out.
I had a.
I don't even know if that's
I don't know. I knew I think what the problem is if you don't address it when you first smell it. Like if I met you and I was like, and your breath stunk that first time I met you. And then I don't say anything. And now we've been friends for 2 years and it always stinks. I don't know how I bring it up then. I think at the time I'd be like, if we're out now and I know, I'd be like, hey, let me give you some gum. We just ate. Your breath's kicking. And you would do the same for me and both of us would be like, oh shit. All right, cool. Let me get that. But if you let it go, like that's what I'm blown away. I tell Sean this all the time. Like Sean smokes cigarettes, but I never smell smoke. I never smell cigarette.
Right.
I don't know what he does, but he does a conscious thing about he doesn't want to have that cigarette smell. And I was like, you never stink of cigarettes.
Yeah. So here's another scenario. We had a friend in high school, one of the nicest guys, unfortunately smelled like shit. You know what I mean? Like, and none of us ever wanted to tell him, you know what I mean? And I remember we were like on a trip for a basketball tournament and we were like, hey, we all just took a shower, man. You can jump in the shower. And he was like, no, I'm cool. And we were like, no, there's enough time to go take a shower. Go ahead. And he was like, no, I'm straight. And so we all went to go eat breakfast and we were like, fuck. And it's just, I don't know if this person wasn't taught like proper hygiene, but eventually it caught up with him, and a dude on our basketball team, like he was taking a shit next to our buddy, in the bathroom, and he's like, "Oh my God, it smells like so and so in the microwave. I can't even fucking do it." Got out the bathroom and was like gagging. I was like, damn. Like, and I saw how much that hurt his like soul, but at the same time, it was the funniest shit that I'd ever heard in my life. You know what I mean? And so it was just, but eventually this person did learn hygiene. So somebody had to tell him. It may have been a girl that he was dating or something, but there's got to be a delicate way you tell your significant other. Or you know what? If it was like, go ahead.
No, you go.
I was gonna say, if it's a body issue, I would definitely be like, hey, you smell a little ripe, and I've noticed it from time to time, and I think you just work up a sweat more so than other people, so you probably just need to shower just a little bit more. And I love you, but
And the guy goes, Manny, I'm a quadriplegic. I don't sweat. I don't work out. What are you talking about?
Yeah, sometimes when you're using your chair, you get the armpits going, and I just want to make sure that you know that, because I
had an operation to have my armpit gland sweat turned off, so that's not it. What are you talking about?
Oh yeah. So sometimes I hear
this is the opposite of improv. Yes, and I just.
So I've noticed that you have sweat glands under your neck that start dripping, and it kind of just it drips green. I don't know if you see this shit.
That's not sweat. Those are tears, Manny. I'm in a wheelchair, and you're telling me I smell like shit. Those are tears. Have a little compassion, Manny. Jesus Christ.
Okay, I just want to say that your pillow that you have in your chair, it's got a little bit of.
That's not a pillow. I'm fat. Just everything. There's no way you can do it nicely. I think you need
your eyeballs.
You need a friend like Patrice. Oh, what?
I was gonna say your eyeballs smell a little funny.
I'm blind.
I don't have eyes.
Yeah. I think you need a friend like Patrice O'Neill. I remember where they, you just don't give a fuck. They were talking about there was some comic or something. All the crew from The Cellar were hanging out, and there was some guy or some comic that was missing a hand, and everybody was meeting him and talking to him, and nobody was like addressing it. And then Patrice, first time he meets him, he just goes, "Hey man, so what's up with your arm?" It's just like,
oh my
Jesus. God. All right, let me go on to how do you feel about tattoos on your partner? Your tattoos and or piercings, genital or any other kind?
I'm okay with tattoos.
Face tattoo.
I guess. No, face tattoos. I like that. That's when you start doing too much for me. I would definitely say
neck.
Ooh, nah. I mean, I want to be able to like take you places. You know what I mean? Like, I want
whoa, Manny. There might be some. Yeah.
Let me clean that up. Let me finish. Let me see. Let me bring it in. Let me clean it up. I don't mind a neck tattoo.
No. You're speaking for Love in Black and White. Please, PC Manny, make sure you're clear that both of us.
Okay. All right. Let me clear the air. Yeah. Here on Love in Black and White, we want to make sure that body art is beautiful in all shapes and forms. As long as you are happy with you, that is the most important to us here on Love in Black and White. Now, continuing from
I
me,
love PC Manny. I love. Do we call it? Is it PC Manny or Legal Manny? Which one?
Both work.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But I think I can clean up the legal jargon and everything else. But for me, my grandma may actually be a little afraid of like people with a lot of tattoos.
I thought you were about to tell me your grandma had like a fucking tramp stamp or a neck tattoo or something. Because you start off, you go, funny enough, my grandma.
So my grandma has she has a ton of tattoos. No, I'm just kidding. But I just, for me, I love tattoos. Crystal has tattoos, but I think for me as just a person, once you get to a certain amount of tattoos, I'm kind of like, you're taking away from the beauty of what your body is. Like, I think some tattoos can accentuate that, but just as my preference, I like to see what your body looks like. I don't need to see like web tattoos over your tits. You know what I mean? Or like, Or like I don't want to see another dude's name on your titty. You know what I mean? Like that would be a hard one for me.
Or you just see multiple names crossed out, and then there's you at the bottom.
Exactly. But as far as piercings go, piercings are cool. I don't really like nose piercings. That's not really my thing. I dated a girl one time who had a clit piercing, which was different. I felt like it was a little much, but I mean, she got hers, I guess. So that's how she did
the way you said it. I mean, I guess she got hers. So that's cool.
But I'm not gonna get a Prince Albert. You know what I mean? If she asked me to get one, I'm like, nah, I'm good. Yeah. How about you? How do you feel?
I'm fine with tattoo. Yeah, a face tattoo. Well, going back to you really quick, I was gonna say, so are you more of like where it can't be seen in a business setting?
Yeah, I think that there is a part of me that being in the banking industry, I start thinking about like, and not that it really even matters. If you had a neck tattoo, I mean, that'd be cool. But for me, I guess I just think I like my women a little softer, if that's a word. I don't know. Like, just like kind of round. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there you go. Yikes. Okay, what if she's like a performance artist? Let's say she's really successfs. I don't know. She works. I was going to say at the circus, but Cirque du Soleil. She works at Cirque du Soleil or whatever, and she has like she's the tattooed lady, and so it's not. She doesn't have tattoos over all of her body, but she does have a neck tattoo. Maybe she has one little thing here. I don't know, some fucking thing on her face, totally. But it's so it doesn't affect her job. But are you still like it's just not my thing?
Yeah, I mean, it's just not my thing. I mean, if we had chemistry and everything else, I mean, I could definitely learn to, love it, accept it, and everything else. But, I'll be real with you. Like, it would be hard to bring, the chick with the teardrop to my, like, work Christmas party and be like, yeah, this is my wife.
That's
valid. What I mean? She killed 3 people, And so, I mean, I respect all tattoos, as long as they're not, like Nazis and shit, So, but, I just think that for me in general, as my preference, I'm probably less on the, I like a few tattoos, you can have as many earrings. I don't really like the big gauges.
I'm not a big fan of the gauges.
Yeah.
As far as tattoos, I'm okay with kind of any of them. I wouldn't want a whole bunch on the face. I mean, I'd have to see, like, if you're like, hey, there's this beautiful, smart, modern woman, whatever, that I want to set you up with. Okay, cool. And then you're like, yeah, just, she's very successful, whatever she does. Just heads up, so just so it doesn't like shock you or whatever. But she has a face tattoo.
Totally.
I wouldn't be like from that. I wouldn't be like, oh no, I'm good. I'd be like, all right, cool. I'd want to see it and see is it like a tasteful face tattoo, and then any sleeves cool. Any other tattoos I'm pretty okay with, but except for like totally. Some racist shit. I obviously don't want to see that. I was gonna say some racist dude just has on his dick, "We will rise again." Fucking Jesus Christ!
But I have seen really cool ones. Like, I don't know if you remember Lisa Wallen. She is a comic here in Seattle.
Yes.
Yeah, huge into video games. Loves Zelda. She's got a really cool Zelda sleeve that she did, and it looks gorgeous. And I mean, stuff like that is really cool. I've always wondered what it'll look like when you're like 80 and you have something like that. I mean, probably just as cool, maybe a little wrinkled, but
it'd be cool to tell your grandkids, like, if Zelda 100 is out and you're like, look at this, fucking
the first one.
Yeah, Zelda's old as shit now, like grandma.
How about the piercings with you?
Piercings, I've dated a girl's boob piercings, clit piercings, lip. I don't like gauges either. That's just I don't I don't know. It's not my thing. Nose piercings fine. Nose piercings are fine. I've dated girls that have the one that goes like a fucking cow or a bull. And then the one
that's the one I don't like.
Like they have a booger on the outside, little diamond or whatever. Yeah. They're all fine. I've dated or seen girls with the eyebrow ones. Those are all. I'm fine with all of those. Here's a tattoo though. One follow up with you. Okay, you're dating a girl, and she's like, "Hey, just so you know, I have a tattoo." You're like, "I'm doing scenario Manny, obviously." Okay. So here we'll do the role playing. I'll be the woman in this. We've been on. Just to set the scene. Location is dinner. This is our third date. We've made out. You finger blasted me in your car, but we haven't been naked together. Just imagine me. Finger blast me, Manny. No, so yeah, but we haven't been like naked in front of each other. We're out to dinner, and you're digging me, I'm digging you, right? So okay, so we're at dinner, and here's role playing. Ready? I'm the girl. My name is Elizabeth. Hey, Manny. Okay. So these last few dates have been great. I'm really liking you.
Really like you too, Elizabeth. You know,
ooh, a wink.
It's been good.
Crazy. Yeah. You're so crazy, Manny. My little chocolate.
It's more of a nervous
caliente cocoa. So I told you, you've seen like a couple of my tattoos on my arms and everything, and so I have a few tattoos, and you said you were cool with that. So I have one other tattoo. Yeah. It was a long time ago. I was really young, but it's a swastika, and it says "white is right." But I just don't have the money yet to take it off. But that was I'm obviously changed. That was a long time ago. So what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I was gonna, you know what? I respect the tattoo. You know what? Never done tattoos in my life, but let me, I've seen how they do it in some countries where they take the little needle and they like kind of jab it in. So let me go ahead and turn that swastika into a like a 4-square thing, and we could say white, is right on a 4-square line, and I'll tap that into you, and we'll make it all right. But this is gonna be the last date, so let's be friends. And
you racist bitch.
Yeah, if I found out that, I'd be like, I'm good.
Yeah. So, this is the dinner. She's like, I know we were going to go meet my dad right now, but before we do, I should tell you some about my past. And my dad, this is the tattoo. Yeah, that's a dude. Yeah. Or like, that's another thing I think about is like, I'm cool with tattoos, but then what if it's a tattoo of something that, like, remember the story I told on this about, I was, about to probably hook up with that goth girl, and then I laid on her bed and there was a black fucking goat's head hanging out. I was like, my dick was like, no. If she had like the fucking satanic Bible or something tattooed on her, or like, Satan is my ruler or some shit like that, I'd be like, hey, what the fuck is that? Was that like a dare you lost? Or
yeah, that's the thing, man. There are just a few things. Like I'm
thinking you're doing her doggy, and there's just a Satan's face just going ah. It's just like aim here ah.
Okay, last question is you're dating a girl, and you find out.
Do you want to role play it or no?
Okay, let's role play it.
Okay, your name is Lakeisha.
Okay. Hey, Jay, we've been dating a little while now, and, I feel like things have been going really good. But I do have to tell you something about me. You may have noticed some weird stuff kind of happening, around us. And just want to let you know, this is really hard for me to say. I mean, things have been great, man. You have...
That Jay, dick? You like that dick, Lakeisha?
It has been so good, Jay. I've never had anything like it. You know what I mean? Oh my God, just puts me right to sleep. And it's better than turkey. It's better than tryptophan. I just pass out and I'm good.
Tastes like chicken.
I wanted to tell. It tastes like chicken. It was amazing. Oh my God, like best ever.
For PC Manny and everybody, chicken. That's just a saying. Tastes like chicken. This was not a racial thing. I don't want anybody to fucking jump to. Oh, well, it's gotta be chicken. It's an old saying. Tastes like chicken. They say everything tastes like chicken. Okay, sorry.
All right. So Jay, I just wanted to let you know. You may think that my house is haunted, but I'm Yeah. It's actually not my house. I'm haunted. There's a ghost that there's a demon that has possessed me, and we've tried to exorcise it. It only comes every couple of it comes once every 2 years.
Wait. So I've been having threesomes? I've been fucking that ghost up.
He only stops by about actually 2 times a year. I'm gonna be honest.
And then you're like, and by the way, the ghost is a man. So you've been fucking a dude.
Could you keep going?
Oh man. There was I'm trying to think. I think there was a girl I dated once that was like into. I was gonna say crystals, but she was like, I think she said that she like talked to spirits or something like that, and
okay.
Yeah, that wasn't like why it didn't work out, but I don't know. You know what? I would have to be in the scenario and see to what extent. Like, fuck, who knows? Right. Maybe what if like she's like. Yeah, there's and here, watch this, and then she looks over at something, and the fucking glass just moves. I'm like, oh fuck, maybe this is shit. All right, she's like this. She's like, okay, now watch this. She's on top of me. Her hands are up here, but then I just feel a hand playing with my balls. I'm like, what the fuck? I think I would have to or maybe a girl, she's into Wiccan.
Yeah.
Which I don't know. It's like I have to, I guess, see. It would be on. I'd have to be in it and know what the extent of it is. Like in just that scenario, if you just said that, oh, I have a ghost or a spirit that speaks through me, I'd be like. I would ask a lot of questions. That's one thing I've always been where I always say, like, whatever happened in your past, as long as it doesn't affect our future, I don't care. And I don't think I'm a very judgmental. I'm more like curious. I would start asking questions. I'd be like, okay, so Lakeisha, you say that you have a spirit that visits you, and you said it's not all the time. It's just, can you control? I would do this. I immediately would have questions. That's how I probably would react to it. And then how those questions are answered would dictate how I proceed. I may be totally fine with it. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So ask me a question, and
so Lakeisha, so you really liking that dick, right? I'm just kidding. That's always everything with the conversation. No. So okay, Lakeisha. So you said the spirit just visits you. It visits you. It's not always with you. It comes at different times.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just Jay. I wanted to say. I am here right now, and I love that dick.
What's the spirit's name?
My name is Jerome.
Hey, Jerome. I feel like we kind of know each other.
I love your balls.
So stupid.
Hey, Jerome, can I talk to Lakeisha again? It'd be cool if I could talk to Lakeisha.
Hey, Jay. Sorry about that.
Oh, fuck. That would be fucking crazy. Oh, God, that would be a story to tell. Like, you're out to dinner and the chick's just like, holy shit. I'm trying to think, like, if I was actually in that and how I would react to that. I would, my first thing as you came out of that, I would be like looking around like, does anybody else see what the fuck's going on? What the fuck just happened? And then if you were just like, oh, yeah, so today was crazy at work. You don't like fucking address it. I'd be like, hey, Lakeisha. So that's Jerome, huh? So I would just start asking questions. And then I'd be like, can you turn it off? Like, can you not have Jerome there while I'm inside you? I don't want to be like, oh, right there, you hitting that, Jay. Yeah. I don't want to see Jerome's O face with my O face. Oh, fuck, dude. That's fucking funny.
Oh.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, my God.
All right, we gotta hit on one. That's fucking, oh, dude.
Yeah.
God, now it's like I want to go out with somebody to ask questions. I would fucking love to ask them questions.
Yeah.
All right. Last question. Period sex.
Oh, wait.
Oh, go ahead.
Should we save this one for the next episode? Because we're at an hour.
No, only because I put in the comments today. I
promised.
did a thing about period sex, and I put in the comments that we were going to talk about it on this. So period sex.
Okay.
What's your thoughts on it? Okay. This is getting really personal. I was going to say, do you and Crystal indulge in that?
Yeah, no, so we don't. I mean, like, but, you know, in the past, like, I remember when I was, like, 19, I tried it, and it was just, for me, it's just too messy, man. Like, I mean, I guess if you wanted to do it in the shower, if you need it that bad, you know, that would be one thing, but even
You're
then,
like, if you fucking need it that bad, I guess we can go in the fucking shower, you fucking animal.
Need the dick. Oh, my God. But, you know, I know some people that are literally like, you know, Tracy Morgan, they're like, hey, the only thing, like, what is it? What do they say? Like, only a period only stops a sentence in this house. You know what I mean? Like, I know some people like that, man.
Well, I would.
But for me personally,
I was reading today because of this article. I guess it helps women with their cramps if you have sex with them on their period. It helps. So I'm like, okay, you know what? I'll take one for the team, but I think I would be like you. I'd be like, can we do it in the shower? Just because I'm like, there's a lot of fucking cleanup and, you know, a lot of prep and, you know, fucking. And I think of Martin Lawrence's joke about. I remember one time, and also like, you know, it's I know we don't want to be like, oh, it's gross, but the idea of blood, you know, is like not the women's reproductive, and this is a part of nature and that.
Exactly.
But
nothing wrong with that. It's very natural and normal to anybody who's listening. But let me give you an example. A buddy of mine was going down on his lady and was like, came up and she was like, you know, he was like, are you on your period? She was like, no, dummy, your nose is bleeding. And so, I mean, you know, there's
really
some shit that can, yeah. So, I mean, you know, but I'm not going down there if there's,
I definitely would not want to do oral. I've never got my Red Wings, no desire to get my Red Wings, but I know guys that are like, I fucking love it. And I'm like, mainly white guys. And as far as one time I did have sex with a girl that I didn't like. Dude, you know how you sometimes you get one of those one of those nights where you're just like, I am the greatest person to ever fuck.
Yeah.
I was having one of those nights, and this girl, she started her period, but with like, you know, the room, like we were all over this house having sex. It was dark and everything. And I just remember, like, you know, like we started in the living room, and then we went to another room, and then we ended up in the bedroom. And again, like for the most part, it was pretty dark everywhere. You know, like there was no lights on.
Yeah.
You couldn't see anything. I remember we got done in her bedroom, and I went in the bathroom and turned the lights on and just fucking. And I was like, holy shit. And then I immediately started thinking, I'm like, what's her fucking couch look like? And what's the rest of the house going to look like? Yeah. And then we never talked about it again.
So wait, was it like a massacre throughout the house?
Yes.
Oh my God, poor thing.
And
I feel so bad for her, you know, because it's like, it's not her fault, but you know, like, and I've been in that situation where, you know, she just thinks that you think mentally, because the lights are off, oh man, she's super wet, you know what I mean? And like, there's just, you know, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh shit, you know, and
you're like, it's super wet, and I guess she just has a lot of pennies around the house.
So dumb.
She must collect copper. but
for me, I'm a no.
Yeah.
But you know, but I support you here on Love It Black and White. There's no right or wrong answer to this.
Right.
But if you are, you know, if you like doing what you do, be you, baby.
I would do it. I would do it in the shower. Like if yeah. I would be like, yeah, let's. I'm fine with that. I'm like, are you okay? I just see blood. I don't want you to be. All right. Really quick, before we do our plugs and everything, if you have anything you want to comment on or questions, you can email bigirishj@gmail.com. and just put love in black and white in the subject, and we'll give you a shout out on the podcast if we bring up your question, which we probably will. Anything you want to plug, Manulus?
Nothing this week. I just thank you guys so much for watching, and please make sure to like, subscribe, tell a friend, to tell a friend, and if you leave a comment, hopefully something positive. Moving into 2021, we're just trying to get rid of all the bad juju. But yeah, that's I just thank you guys so much for sticking with us all the way through. It means a lot.
Ah, man, that was I could not say. And we're matching again. I just noticed we're both wearing pink. Mine's a little more peach, I think.
Yeah, but no, it looks good.
It looks like my sexy skin.
Are you naked?
Yeah. Fucking, this is about the definition I have. Manny is at Manny Martin Jr. Manny Martin Jr. Yep. On Instagram and everything. And yes, again, what Manny said, from what people are telling me and commenting, and it seems people are enjoying it, which I'm happy. I mean, it's a dating relationship podcast, but we said from the beginning, number one, we're comics, so it's comedy with dating and relationship and everything that makes that shit funny. Yeah. So I appreciate all the comments, everybody, the nice things like Manny said. And again, if you can review it and write something nice, that'd be great. And I'm at Big Irish J next week, or this week. No, this is coming out tomorrow. So this weekend, I'm going to be in Oklahoma City at the Bricktown Comedy Club. So I'll be in Oklahoma City this weekend, and I don't know if I don't have anything else to plug other than the Hollings Worthless podcast, which comes out Wednesdays. You have anything to plug? Your improv?
Nah. Yeah, I mean, we had a show yesterday, but it was at the same time as your show, so didn't get a chance to do it. But we have one coming up in December, and I promise I will plug it so you guys can hear me be goofy and do all the dumb shit.
I can't wait.
There, so,
dude.
Yeah.
We should do like a viewing party.
Yeah, it'll be on Facebook, so we can do a viewing party, whatever you guys want to do.
All right.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, well, until next week, keep
putting the love back in your right.
It's love in black and white.
We put the love